This sode would not be possible without the support of our listeners, patrons, and sponsors. If you'd like to learn more about supporting the 3-Bit Gamer Show, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/3BG. And a huge thanks goes out to our boss-level patrons, Christopher and Patrick.
Hey, look out there!
Tell me what your trend I see.
Probably just some garbage.
No, it's 2020! A year full of promise.
Garbage.
Hey, I think I can see it.
Hey, I can't wait!
That worst year ever.
This is Hanzo. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show.
It's the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And this is Trent.
And we made it. That may have been the most
I'm so sorry.
screw-ups on the intro that weren't attributed to me.
Or me.
Ever.
Peterson.
Okay, wow.
Way to go, Peterson. Thanks, buddy.
No, I've had a couple of those where I just can't focus. So you guys will get it on the Patreon, I guess. You'll hear me.
Yeah.
I can't. Trent. Okay, here's what happened. I didn't even hit record yet, and Trent just breaks
jumps
into the
Rewind,
intro.
because
right
Jonathan
into it.
said, okay, when you're ready.
He said, when you're ready, and I'm going like this. And Trent starts. I hadn't even hit record yet. And then
Try to keep up.
we hit record.
Try to keep up.
And then we hit record, and I'm laughing, can't stop laughing.
Look.
And then JD is actively talking when Trent starts the
I was
next
ready again.
All I'm hearing is that one of us knew his lines and was very excited to get to him, and one of us just couldn't get it.
I can't get Trent's level of enthusiasm.
You were second. You didn't even have to be ready.
Kudos, I'm yours.
All right, Kudos is our positivity segment to start off the episode on a positive note. And we have some great kudos this week. I'm so stoked. I've been consuming media like you wouldn't believe. I don't know.
just gobbling it up.
Just gobbling up media. And recently started the new HBO miniseries, possible full series, not really sure. His Dark Materials.
I've been thinking about starting it, so I got to hear how it is.
Is that the Golden Compass one?
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
It is.
So with
It's in the
yeah,
same
'cause
world.
the polar bear and the compass.
The polar bear is really what does it for
There's
him.
only one fantasy novel
Wait.
with a polar bear.
So the
Lost
Gol-
is actually also part of the.
there's a polar bear
Golden
and
Compass.
Lost. So
It's
the
like
Golden
alternate
Compass
universe.
is one book, right?
No,
It's the series.
I don't know.
I think it's a series.
It's the series, and this fits in the series.
well, because the Golden Compass movie ended with like a cliffhanger, and then but I don't know if it continues.
this has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
film.
It doesn't?
I don't think so.
I know nothing about it. I just know it's a Golden Compass story.
It's the first novel in the Philip Pullman's trilogy, His Dark Materials. So yeah, it's, I guess, a trilogy.
You tell me. You're the one watching it.
I've never
know.
seen it, Jonathan.
It's not like they clearly define. They're like trilogy part 1.
Introduction to
Yeah.
the show.
No,
This is a.
no, it's
this is the
good. It's
first part
got
of the trilogy.
it's got the guy. It's like the guy that plays Xavier now in the X-Men movies.
the
Wait,
new one.
Sorry, that's very vague. There's two of them.
Yeah, the younger
Which
one.
Old guy
timeline?
or young
The
guy?
younger guy.
Okay.
Younger
James
Xavier.
McAvoy.
Philip Seymour
Got it.
Hoffman.
Yeah, so Philip Seymour McAvoy.
Okay.
And then I don't know. It's a fantasy world. It is a young adult novel, which is very apparent in just like the plot and how that goes. Like, I don't know what it is. Can someone explain to me why young adult fiction is so just like rife with child abuse, like horrific child abuse? I'm saying one of the
relatable.
most popular book series, if not the most popular book series of all time in human history,
Potter.
is literally just based and predicated around this child being raised unknowingly. Everyone knew this was going on for 11 years, including
Nobody
Dumbledore,
cared.
like the most powerful wizard in the world, knew this guy was living under in
And
a
he
fucking
cared for 9
closet.
months of the year, and then for the other 3 months, he was like, "Go back to your closet."
Oh, enjoy the closet, bitch. Like, it is so
And
crazy
no magic.
how
And
much
he just
child
did.
abuse there was.
Like-
and we have kids reading this, and they're like, I read it when I was like 12, and I was like, I guess I relate to this. A closet?
Yeah.
He lives under a closet?
Yeah. Under the stairs.
I mean-
Like questioning your life.
Yeah, so of course
That's
there's
true.
rampant child abuse in this. Like child abuse, like go to prison child
childhood
abuse.
trauma.
And this isn't a
in all of
localization
these.
thing like, oh, well, the UK is just a little bit more accepting of this type of behavior. No.
Child abuse?
No. No, it's a first world country, and you can't force an orphan to live under a staircase anymore.
Shouldn't.
Anyway, his Dark Materials, awesome fantasy world. Every person in this world, although I haven't figured out if there's like exceptions to this rule, but every person in this world has what's called a demon, which is not spelled traditional demon. They just toss an A in there to make it seem
that's like the traditional spelling of demon, though.
Trent, shut
I
the
promise
fuck
you
up.
it is. Look it up.
Okay. I
Trent,
speak Latin.
Trent's
My name's
classic
Trent.
line. Look it up. By the time you look it up, you realize you just don't care that much.
Here's the thing.
So everyone has a demon, which is represented by an animal. And the main character is this young girl who has I don't know. It's hard to describe. It takes place in an analogous world to ours. So it's like a fantasy Earth. So there's like the College of Oxford and the City of London, but you have these demons.
Demon with an AE is the older form of the word from Greek.
Oh my god. This is the worst part of the cycle when Trent's actually right. Hate this part.
Demons with an AE have no particular bias toward good or evil. Wow.
So, in this fantasy world in the UK, this little girl's uncle like abandoned her, which is another thing. You're like, I guess that's fine. And he leaves her at this college where she studies, and then all this shit kicks off as it does in every story. And there's a lot of travel and a lot of fantasy elements. I don't know. It's not. It's a solid. I'm very whelmed by the show.
Okay.
I know it's on Kudos, but so it's not like the most mind-boggling thing. It definitely isn't up to the standard of HBO series.
Because there's no penises yet?
I haven't seen anyone's
Yet.
dick. I told you it's young adult, but we'll see.
But it's on HBO.
It's on HBO. They'll find a way.
The polar bear. It'll be the polar bear.
What do you mean
yeah.
it's not up to HBO? Like,
Well, it's
visually,
not,
is it kind of like...
No, visually it's incredible. I just mean the story. Like, it's interesting to watch, but it's not like, oh my god, I need to watch the next episode.
It seems like a Netflix series. Or
Yes,
something.
I would put it on par. It would be
How
an
many
excellent
episodes into it are you?
4. And it would be an
So,
excellent
like, if it's a
Netflix.
Netflix series, it's like, this is about the time it should start getting really interesting.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's hard to judge, but Jenna and I have sat down and we've watched all these episodes and thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not like I'm complaining. It's just like it could probably be a little better, but yeah, if you guys are looking for a new fantasy and it's summer, there's nothing to watch or it's not summer, it feels like
Wow.
I don't know.
What is happening in JD land?
I'm a little sick.
We are in the dead of winter.
It's summer. There's
and
nothing to
JD
do.
is like,
feels
it's
like
so
summer.
hot
There's nothing to
outside.
fucking
I don't want
watch.
to leave.
We're definitely not recording this in the summer of 2019, you guys. Yeah, so I liked his Dark Materials, and check it out on HBO.
Okay, I have a quick kudos. It's a Fudos.
Tight.
I feel like I haven't
We
done
haven't
too
done
many
one
of these
in a
lately. It's
Fudos.
been a little while.
Yeah.
It's a lot about movies and TV shows, but
Right.
I have been I was awoken to the existence of Dot's Homestyle pretzels. And I brought a bag because JD hadn't tried them, and Trent has had them.
These guys are obsessed. When these guys pair up on a cracker, like, get out of the way. Because they'll be buying them by the carton on Amazon when they discontinue them.
Yeah, no, that's going to be the problem. They're soon to be discontinued. Dot's Homestyle
course.
pretzels.
Of course.
No, they won't because these they've come in real hot. If you haven't had them yet,
I would like it if they were hot.
they're a little
Imagine
spicy.
Imagine
like a
if they had a
spicy
hot
one.
version
Like a
of them.
like a
Ooh, yeah.
bright red, like hot and spicy, or hot
yeah.
Cheetos. What are they called? No, so these are. It's a pretzel. It's a long pretzel,
Letzel.
like a twisted pretzel. What did you call
A
it?
letzel.
Oh, is that a?
It's a long pretzel.
Okay. I don't think that's the actual word for
The
it.
slogan on their website is the snack you didn't know you needed.
Yeah, and that's true. Because like, who buys pretzels? But
Nobody.
It's got
Hard pretzels? Get out of here.
Like, I eat them if they're around, but I don't go
I eat
buy
them if they're like part of a snack mix, and I
Yeah.
have to eat them.
yeah, and I eat them first to get them out of there because gross.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think they're gross. I just don't prefer them most of the time. So my wife told me to try them. I tried it. They have a mustardy, spicy. JD said it's the onion that we're tasting.
Yeah, there's some dried onion in
There's
there.
onion in there, but it's garlicky. there's just got a seasoning on them that's different enough to be interesting, right? It's not like a Chex Mix. Which
They're pretty dope.
You've kind of tasted that flavor.
Like if these pretzels were in a Chex Mix, I probably wouldn't eat them first.
It would elevate the Chex Mix.
Ooh, let's just dump a bag of them into Chex
They have a
Make a
recipe.
Dots Mix.
They have a recipe for a Dots Mix on their website.
Do they?
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
They have a recipe
I
for
want
like
that
a rub,
seasoning
too.
on like little Chex pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
me
have crazy
too.
recipes.
Trent, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
They have a Dots strawberry pies and a pork chop.
That's some variation
on the
there.
bag.
Pretzels,
You can make
pies,
anything
and pork
you want.
chops.
You know,
Hey, it's all
you've never
peas.
heard of it because on the bag it says "Pride of Dakota." Like, what comes out of North Dakota? It's from North Dakota. What comes out of North Dakota?
Why are there two of them? Why haven't they combined them at this
Just
point?
combine them into one,
No one can tell the difference.
one bigger useless state.
Yeah, yeah. Another state that we can totally forget about. At least we won't have to memorize 2 different state capitals in 4th grade.
Like, if I had to rank all 50 states in order of states I want to travel to, the Dakotas would be in my bottom 5 probably.
Is Bismarck North or South Dakota?
We may never know.
Bismarck, Dakota.
It's a Dakota. I know that.
Bismarck.
It's a capital of
I like the
Dakota.
conspiracy theory that North Dakota doesn't exist because you could never. No one has ever met somebody from North Dakota. Think to yourself right now, dear listener. Have you know anyone, or have you ever even met somebody from North Dakota?
I knew a dude from South Dakota.
To be fair, I've never
Exactly.
met anyone from like that strip of the U.S.
Exactly. You mean that strip that may or may not exist? Yeah.
Wait a second.
The pretzels are part of the conspiracy.
They're part of. These are made
Yep.
in California. Guarantee it.
Oh, that's a California flavor if I've ever tasted one. I just have one quick kudos on the way out too. Is gaming kudos. I just barely beat Fallen Order and I loved it. So of course I finally got to start The Outer Worlds. And like Peterson described it on an episode of the podcast, I think in the most perfect way, is that it's just exactly what I wanted. And I didn't know that I wanted it, but you guys are very aware of how much I loved Fallen Order, how much I played Fallen Order and enjoyed it. And I honestly was barely out of the character creation on Outer Worlds, and I was like, "This is the best game I've played."
I love it.
This is the best game. This is the best game I've played in like 50 years. And then the one thing in my review so far is The Outer Worlds is by far my favorite Fallout game ever. It's the best
Ever.
Fallout game I've
It is
ever
a
played.
very
It is
good Fallout game.
So fucking good. But we'll kind of do a deeper dive because Peterson, you're almost done with it, right?
No, because I got sidetracked by Wreckfest.
Oh,
Is it?
So I still got.
Is
some
it
to
on
go.
Games Pass?
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
It's on Games Pass, and then Fallen Order is on EA Origins, which I'm going to cancel my Origins. I almost got it on Games Pass, but I realized The Outer Worlds is a game I wanted to play a lot, and I
Just
didn't
wanna
want
sit
it to
down and
be
play.
tied to something, so I went and bought the hard copy. So
Nice.
we'll see on that. Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show, the news. That one's funny for other reasons. All right, our cookies this week is brought to you by our news. I apparently cannot handle today. Will someone take over for me?
News today brought to you, as always, by Crave Cookies. I have to do that voice. That's the problem.
Tell us
I
about
have
Crave
to.
Cookies, Peterson.
Crave Cookies is our favorite little cookie shop in Midvale, Utah. It is owned and operated by our very own Trent English. He's
Trent,
here today.
this guy.
And they've got their standard cookies. They've got their chocolate chip. They've got their, what is it?
Sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies,
got to.
lime.
Coconut lime.
Coconut lime, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they always have like a new rotating cookie that they're doing. What's the cookie right now?
What's a cookie we've been teasing our listeners with for a week and a half?
The cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
How is it?
Well, no, it doesn't start well.
Yeah,
by the
dude.
time this airs, it will have started. But
You've
it
tasted
starts,
it, though.
It's amazing. It's legitimately it's the best cookie I've ever had.
Really?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
It's
jeez.
so good.
I told you we've been teasing you with it.
Here's the thing. I haven't gone to the cookie shop for a couple weeks because I've had so much Christmas goodies. But a cinnamon roll, cinnamon rolls are my weakness.
And it's
A cinnamon roll cookie is going to get me.
It's
I'm just
so good.
barely
Barely
get
getting
it.
through the end of my Christmas goodies.
and then the
So
new
many.
one. I just came here from taking the pictures of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought this was a cool picture because it's like we were pouring milk on it in front of the store. But this was like our first employee design cookie. So we just let our manager make her own cookie.
Wow.
The same one.
What
Yes.
is it?
But she called it the Rock Star.
Okay.
Wait, she called the cinnamon
No,
roll
no,
cookie?
the new one that she did that we're
Oh.
doing next.
Let's say you
And
just pick a
it's-
name out of a hat. At
It's
that
like
point.
it's more of a traditional flavor, but it's like it's got milk chocolate chips, semi-sweet chocolate chips, pretzels, toffee bits, and then sea salt on top.
So it's like your everything bagel, but with a cookie.
Yes,
Everything
and it's really
cookie.
good,
dude. Okay.
It's like when at Pretzel Day at Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, is there any way I could just get like
The works.
all
Sure.
of that?
everything.
The works, sure. And it's the best day of his life. That's what this is.
It basically is. Yeah. It's
So check out Crave Cookies in Midvale, Utah, and you can find them anywhere.
at cravecookies.com.
CraveCookies.com.
And that's got all the other info.
All right, so we got some news this week.
Got some good news.
Peterson, kick us off.
So, couple quick bits. Xbox. Some news from Xbox. There's an interview with one of the Xbox executives. Some guy. Can't keep them all straight.
Who cares?
Xbox Series X exclusives won't be exclusive for a while. I mean, like a year or two. And this means that
This guy's name is Matt Booty,
ooh, I like
and it's spelled Booty.
like Booty.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Booty.
Matt Booty.
My new favorite
Booty
Xbox
told
employee.
the
I remember when I said, who cares? Apparently I care.
care now.
I super care now.
Mr. Booty. So you heard it from the Booty. Xbox. So this means that the Xbox Series X will release later this year. The exclusives from the Xbox, it's not going to release with a bunch of this is a Series X exclusive types of games.
Right.
All of the new Xbox games that will work on the Series X will also work on the Xbox One for at least a year. So everything they release.
Okay, so I thought this was that they weren't exclusive to Xbox, period.
There probably won't be a lot of
Like
because
there's Halo.
They're
because
just giving up. They're like, yeah, we can't win the exclusivity
well, here's
war,
what
so
they're
we
doing.
quit.
Well, that's kind of because what they're doing and what you've seen their model be more and more is they just want your subscription
They want
dollars.
the Games Pass. Just
They,
give me Games
they
Pass.
don't care, and that's what they said in this interview. They said we're not that worried about exclusives. We want you to have the Xbox experience. It's an experience, not a
An
console anymore.
experience.
Because you can play your Xbox on the PC,
Yep.
right? Because they have
That's
an
what
Xbox
I do. I don't
app.
have an Xbox.
Right.
And I don't feel like I'm missing anything because I can play literally any game
And
I
that's
want.
what they want. It seems like they're starting to care less and less about you buying their Xbox. They just want you to play games via the quote-unquote Xbox platform.
Right.
So on a PC, on an Xbox One, on an Xbox Series X, they just want their subscription dollars on their bucks.
I like this because I think what they're trying to do is become Netflix in that it's a utility that every gamer feels the need to have. Any gamer other than a purely exclusive PlayStation gamer, if you can capture all those people and at least have them giving you $10 a month, like, yeah, you're Netflix and you have become a utility.
They seem very player focused at the moment.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to feel left out if you can't buy the new Xbox, which is probably going to be $500, right? If you can't buy that upon release, they still want you to be able to play their games. Right? They're very player focused, it seems like. And I don't know, I kind of like it. It seems like a
So for the
kick in
first year,
pants.
there's not really going to be anything, like any reason to buy it unless you want
Unless you
better
well,
graphics.
what it's going to be is going to be the 4K with the
8K.
It's going to be the best graphics with the best, all the best
for all
settings.
those people that have 8K TVs.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be
All none of them.
the no wait times, right? So you're going to be playing like Halo Infinite on your Series X. There won't be hardly any wait time. Maybe on your Xbox One, there might be some wait times.
Yeah,
in
the fact they said
loading.
it's 4 times as powerful as the Xbox One X, which is the Super One.
Yeah.
That's shocking. Like, good Lord.
Yep. So, interesting bit of news coming out of Xbox. It kind of gives us a peek into what their strategy is. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. I mean, they did purchase a bunch of studios, so they have a bunch of studios. And honestly, it seems like none of them are going to be releasing whatever they're working on until next year anyway, right? So second story, Pokemon.
This is so scummy.
This is
I feel like what everyone knew was coming and why they were so upset.
they did this wrong. Because here's the thing. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield are good games. And what they did, there was all this hullabaloo, if you will, because
Dexit.
people were mad. Hullabaloo. People were mad because they didn't have the full Pokédex.
And it wasn't just the full Pokédex. It was that some of the most popular Pokemon that people always have in their party, the Pokemon that have been around
Weren't
for a
there.
million years, weren't there. And it's like,
Where'd they go?
yeah.
What happened? And here's the scummy part. Nintendo originally said, we wanted to, we hear you, we understand, but we just couldn't do it.
And we're simplifying it down. There's too many Pokemon.
It was too much time to animate them all.
They just
and
said-
their animations are
That's
terrible.
what they said. We just couldn't do it. And not even a year later, they've now announced DLC coming out that's adding over 200 Pokemon to the Pokédex. Now, putting all of the bad publicity and bad press aside, I actually kind of like this. They're doing it in a cool way. So in the spring, there's going to be a new area you can visit, and it's like a grassy area. Right. In the winter, there's a snowy area that you can visit, and there's going to be different Pokemon there. There's going to be PvP battles. So they're adding a bunch of new content to this game in an interesting way, which I think is goodness. But I just don't like that they were like, we can't do it. And then a few months later, they actually do it for $30 more. You're like, just say straight up,
Yeah.
we can do it, but it'll take some time, probably be some DLC later down the road, that sort of thing. Whatever, we get it. We're gamers. We understand how this works. But don't lie at the beginning. So,
And to be totally transparent, the Pokemon are not catchable if you don't have the DLC, but if you own those Pokemon in a previous game, you could transfer them in and then own them.
and have them.
So
without the DLC.
Without buying the DLC. So the Pokemon will be in the game regardless.
Oh,
You
so
just
it's
won't be
not
able
like
to
you're
catch them
paying for
without
more
the DLC.
Pokemon. You're paying for the 2 new zones, basically.
Yeah, and the ability to catch the
And to
Pokemon
catch
in
them,
the
but
new
I'm saying,
zones.
yeah.
But if you have like a Charizard or something,
Or you
really
can probably
loved-
trade for them, I'm assuming.
Yeah. You can do that too. So you can still get them, but you just can't catch them unless you pay for it. Which again, still shitty.
Just say that up front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Just say it up front. But you know,
I don't know. I it's so scummy to finally give players what they want, which is people have been asking for this type of a Pokemon game for 20 years, and you finally give it to them in such a shitty manner, such an EA way that you're like, are you sure you wanted this? Here's your poison. Suck it down.
it didn't seem very Nintendo, right?
No. Yeah. That's like I said, it's an EA move. So we'll see, dude. You got to do this next one.
Okay.
This is so fun.
I saw this story and I was like, we have to. This is right up our alley. We got to talk. To
Yeah.
So apparently, in Death Stranding, Conan O'Brien makes an appearance.
Game of the Year 2019 Death Stranding.
Game of the Year 2019.
Introduce
Death
it
Stranding.
properly.
Just kills me.
What is it?
It's just his model.
Conan O'Brien makes an appearance as like a popular cosplayer or something. You visit his home, not his real life home. You visit his home in the game. And apparently, from the get-go, it has been like a tradition that when you go visit Conan O'Brien's house, you pee on his house.
Right.
In the game. You whip it out and you pee on his house.
Here's the thing: you do that in real life, you might as well do it in the game.
I don't. Why? And it still persists to this day. People are peeing on Conan. I don't understand. I don't get it. If I was playing the game, I would do it.
Dude, this is
But I don't know why.
seems like an offshoot or a subsidiary of TTP. Honestly, because
Time
the
to
thing
pee.
is, time to pee, because they Hideo Kojima ruined the TTP on this game by literally giving you a way to pull your penis out of the pants.
Yeah, TTP is like built into
TTP, happened immediately. TTP was 0 seconds.
it was in the trailers.
Yeah.
We knew about this before the game was released.
TTP was the game 1 patch, or the day 1 patch. So this is the subsidiary of that, which is time to pee.
Yeah. Time
Which
to
is,
pee.
It took him 0 seconds to pee all over Conan O'Brien's house.
Conan O'Brien's house. So apparently when you pee in the world, it will grow like these mushrooms.
And there's just-
his house is just
just covered.
surrounded
by
mushrooms.
I gotta find a picture of it.
Also,
Dude, 'cause people are peeing. I don't understand.
can you get yourself checked out by like the RoboDoc in Death Stranding to find out why you have mushroom spores in your urine?
This is a real
because
problem.
that is really concerning.
Don't eat them.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that referenced in some indie game. Like,
oh, it's going to be
in like the next 6 months or something. I hope just Conan O'Brien's in every video game, and any video game you can pee, Conan O'Brien has to be in there.
That's just his new thing.
It was the joke was really easy once I realized I wanted the dog to piss on Gabe. All right, so next up, this is actually pretty cool. Witcher 3 concurrent users have broken 100K, so there's more people playing Witcher 3 than when it came out.
Yes.
And it's all because of the Netflix series?
Because of the Netflix series. This game has exploded again because of the Netflix series. People watched it and people loved it. They want more Witcher. And so they decided to buy and play the game, and it had more concurrent users at one point than it has ever had in its history.
That's crazy.
Just
crazy.
For a game that popular.
Well, a game
old.
considered one of the best games ever.
And it was so
Yeah.
anticipated at the
Right.
time, and this is wild.
Also, I have to say, I don't know why no one's brought this up to me before, but I have this unique ability to recreate this famous memed picture from The Witcher with him in the hot tub, and no one told me.
Oh,
'cause
you
of your
got-
hot tub.
You
I
have
can
a
do
hot
this
tub.
picture.
Let's see the picture. JD's
Why
gonna
didn't
recreate
anyone
the
ever
picture.
tell me about this?
Tonight, that's your job.
Tonight. You're
Yeah.
doing this tonight.
Jenna, we have work.
We have work to do. I'll just like hold, because obviously the tub is not
Gotta be
this
the right
small.
angle.
So yeah, I'll hold myself up so it looks
Jenna's
like
going to be
it.
so cold while you're just like, no,
She's,
that
like,
doesn't look
shivering.
right. Do it again.
Wrong angle.
Yeah, she's got one of
JD,
those.
it's so cold.
She's got all these lenses, wide angle lenses, and the different things that mess with the field of view. I think she can make this happen. We'll see what we can do. Finally, and this one is very pertinent to us. Kind of something we've been following for the last year plus.
Talked
is,
about it so many times.
Here's a headline in the Los Angeles Times: Major union launches campaign to organize video game and tech workers. This is, on the heels of everything we've been talking about for the last year, 2 years, the inherent problems in the gaming industry in terms of overwork, underpay, overtime, exploitation, and just general douchebaggery.
Yep. Just
all
really
a riot
crappy
games.
business practices.
Yeah, just everything is garbage. And then, of course, the famous crunch, the game industry likes
Which
to
is
pride
just a
itself
standard.
on.
Like, it is an actual word. It's expected.
Right.
Which is wild.
Yeah, it's like the development methodology of the video game industry is like based around crunch. It's crazy. So, I mean, there's been a ton of stuff that's been going on, and of course, eventually this has reached a head with the campaign to organize digital employees, which is a project of the Communication Workers of America, which is a big union, and they're working on unionizing video game and tech companies, and I couldn't be happier. And like Peterson likes to say, they brought this on themselves.
Yeah, the tech execs, the video game executives have been asking for this for years.
Yeah.
This is what they wanted. Apparently, they're going to hate it. The owners of the companies, the executives, the management are going to hate it, and it is exclusively their fault.
Yeah. So,
Although I did want the video game union, I wanted them to have their own union, kind of, instead of be part of an existing union.
yeah, this is kind of because they did make this specifically for these guys, so it's kind of like that.
Well, the reason being is, and this is kind of going into my own thoughts about unions, but, I think there are unions probably salivating over this industry because that's a lot of union dues coming in. And unions run like a company.
Yeah.
They want those dues. And so that's why I was like, I want them to start their own union because then they're starting it not because of the dues. They're starting it because they see a problem.
Right.
Not someone capitalizing on the problem, which you never know, but
it's hard, man. Cause
it's hard to start a union.
your own union.
It is
and
very
these are
hard.
all like traditionally young people who honestly came up in a day and age where unions were definitely going out of style, which is why we're in the case that we are now.
Well, and here's the thing. They don't have – so if say one of these people, one of the workers, this 20-something-year-old person wanted to start a union, be like, I'm going to head this up, I'm going to head this effort, they have to be independently wealthy.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to make any money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have a job. They're not going to make any money because this is like this is a passion project. Right. And so I think that's
extra 40-hour a week passion project.
More
It had
than
to be
that.
this way.
That's the only way.
But once they get this rolling, there's always an opportunity and different options for like spin-offs or different
being their own branch of the union, which I get. And there's power in that as well. So
okay, so now I got this.
This is 1,000 monkeys working at 1,000 typewriters. Soon they'll have written the greatest novel known to man. Let's see. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. You stupid monkey.
I don't know why I think that clip is so funny.
It's the best. Okay, so
You
we
stupid
have
monkey.
our results. You guys voted. We nominated. We went through the whole thing. We had dozens of you guys vote, and it was so nice. And we finally have our Blursties winners 2019. This is the worst of the year in video games last year. All right, let's start off with worst name.
Just read through the nominees real quick. The nominees were Xbox Series X, Gears 5, Outer Wilds, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
And with the winning tally, with 52% of the vote, Xbox Series X takes it.
It wasn't even close.
The next one was 28%, which was New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, which
is a
on any
mouthful.
other year would have been a front runner. But come
Only
on,
like the 18th time they've used the same name.
yeah, don't worry about it. We'll
Xbox
reuse
Series
it.
X is so bad.
So bad.
And exactly what we expected somehow.
Yeah, it would be weird if they had a normal name. All right, so next up, biggest disappointment.
Our nominees for this were Kingdom Hearts 3, EA canceling their Star Wars game, Anthem, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
I don't know why I highlighted the wrong one, but it was Anthem. 48 with 45% of the vote. Anthem was the biggest disappointment of the year. Although EA canceling Star Wars was really close behind, 38% of the vote, which I think it was just... Both of those were early in the year.
Anthem was they were both like February.
Yeah.
Anthem was a shit show.
No, huge letdown.
Anthem was a shoe-in for this one.
Yeah.
It was...
And
it
a
was
shit show.
From February, almost a guaranteed win.
But maybe next year it can be the best redemption.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting money into it.
We don't
I
have
know
a
why.
category for that,
I don't know
though.
why.
We'll
No, we don't
make
do
one.
positive things.
Redemption.
Blursties Redemption.
All right. We've also got most overrated.
Okay, so our nominees for this are WoW Classic, Dennis Durkin
Which is the CFO of Blizzard.
Death Stranding, and Borderlands 3.
And with 50% of the vote, I think we all knew,
Again, not even close.
Death Stranding.
Wow, what a crazy game this was. Crazy from from inception.
It basically was guaranteed this Blursty because of how much hype it got. Literally, even if it had been a 10 out of 10 game, it still would have been overrated. It couldn't have been as good as they
much
said it was.
hype.
Gonna be for like 7 years. Get fucked, dude. It sucks.
But you can pee on Conan's house. So.
I mean,
That's true.
That is a plus.
All right, so we've also got, let's see, next up we got least favorite character.
Okay, so the nominees here were Scott Gelb, which is
Riot COO.
yeah, the fart face guy.
The fart face guy who held his employees not just farting on their face, but held their heads against his ass as he farted. Not only was he not fired, he was rewarded.
Guys, here's the thing. We talk about the fart face a lot, but that's probably, honestly, in terms of legality, this is probably the least of his infractions.
Yeah.
This isn't even top 5.
And
it's
it's
just
so
the most
cut and dry.
outrageous.
Like, you guys can write in and tell us if your workplace would allow this behavior. I would love to know where you work because mine wouldn't. I would get fired and they would press charges against me.
Yeah, no.
But no, they wouldn't send me to an $80,000 Harvard business course.
Okay, so let's see. We had Scott Gelb, first edition Sonic the Hedgehog from the trailer, Colonel Sanders, and everyone in the little bit of Death Stranding that Christian played.
I
hated all of them.
have to take credit for this one. I feel like I really was whipping votes on this one with Scott Gelb, who won with 43% of the vote.
It was
He
close.
Really edged out Sonic with 35% of the vote.
3 votes.
But I feel like I've just been chirping in your ears, and if any of our listeners ever like encounter Scott Gelb like in real life, You're going to be like,
But Sonic was pretty bad.
why do I hate you? Yeah, but Sonic was pretty gnarly.
Sonic got a redemption arc.
Yeah, if Sonic hadn't recovered,
Blursties.
Gelb has not had a redemption arc.
no, he doesn't even know what the word means. Okay, next up was
He
worst.
He didn't do anything wrong, that's why.
You have to do something wrong to get redeemed. Okay, next up is worst sequel.
Okay, so our nominees are NBA 2K20, WWE 2K20, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Ghost Recon 2 Breakpoint.
I looked at the games from last year. We had a lot of sequels this year. You don't always get this many sequels, and you certainly don't get many that suck this bad. The worst sequel of 2019 was WWE 2K20 with 54% of the vote.
So deserving.
Destroyed all the competition. Nothing was even close.
They
An
earned this one.
unplayable game has got to win worst sequel.
An unplayable game that has like a cult audience too, like this following
Dedicated
who loves
fan
this
base.
game.
Yes.
So good.
Can't believe that. Next up, well, they said it was like, and it looked like a PS2 game, and it broke, and it didn't even load, and then it had a Y2K bug.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
20 years later.
20 years later, Y2K. All right, we've got worst studio.
Okay, so worst studio, we have our nominees are Riot Games, surprise, 2K Games, Treyarch, and Blizzard Activision.
Gotta
Activision
say,
Blizzard.
I'm so proud of our listeners. For 2 years running, you guys have awarded Riot Games the worst studio in video games.
Here's the thing. I think part of it is they just can't stay out of the news cycle.
Nope.
Like more than EA has been hated for years.
And they know how to deal with it. They have a PR shop.
Riot's just like, eh.
Riot's PR shop clearly runs all their PR through Scott Gelb.
They don't care.
That guy, he reads all the PR releases.
So they easily won it with 53%. I will say that Activision Blizzard took 26%, which,
They had
mind you, is usually a beloved, untouchable studio, Blizzard.
For them to
is.
take 26% to get as many votes as they got is shocking.
They had a rough year.
Yeah. Next up is worst decision.
Our nominees are Google Stadia, Randy Pitchford, the guy who stole from Valve, and Blizzard.
What was his name
I
again?
can't remember. That's what I was
he
trying
was
to think
so
of. He
good.
had some stupid name.
Yeah. And the winner was, this was very contested. The winner was Blizzard with 38% of the vote. Randy Pitchford, every decision Randy Pitchford made in 2019 had 33% of the vote, though.
Just
So
2 votes away.
pretty close. But yeah, Blizzard wins our worst decision for how they handled the Blitzchung / Hong
But
Kong.
they did apologize.
We're sorry.
Yeah, but
next,
they blew it at the start. Pitchford did not apologize.
no,
But
because again, you can't apologize if you don't think you've done anything wrong. Next is worst launch.
okay, so the nominees are Google Stadia, Anthem, the first Sonic design, and NBA Live 2020.
Maybe we should have nominated Stadia for worst name because I still don't know how to pronounce it. But Stadia is our winner for worst launch with 53% of the vote.
Yeah, they really took it.
I mean, a streaming service that just doesn't.
I haven't even heard anything about it since it
No,
launched.
all I know is that there are a lot of big games.
I
Coming
know there's
out
some
this
people
year
that
on
people that
Stadia.
genuinely like it. I do know that, but it's
Yeah.
only if you have the.
If you have fiber internet, you have a Chromecast Ultra that doesn't light on fire when you use it.
It's essentially just people who want to play Destiny 2 all the time, wherever they are. That's who the people who are liking it.
And you guys, you got it. Okay, next is worst writing.
So the nominees are Game of Thrones Season 8,
Disagree.
Elsewhere. Wait.
Trent. No,
Hold
he
on.
liked
We
season
can't-
8.
No, we can't get into this.
I know.
Not right now. I want
So
to.
weird.
I want to. I'm mad at you right now. Okay,
Can't
so here we go. Game of Thrones
It's a bad
season-
brain. You can't account for a bad brain.
Just the whole brain.
The whole brain is bad. Throw it in the toilet. Your brain is bad.
I just know good
Worst-
writing when I see it.
Worst writing. Trent's brain. No. Okay, I'll get through these. Game of Thrones Season 8, Elsewhere, Kingdom Hearts 3, and PUBG
Oh, is it
Lore.
pronounced elsewhere?
Yeah.
That would make sense. Elsewhere wins it with 43% of the vote. This was
Is it
the
Elsie Wire?
Oh,
Elsie
goodness.
Wire.
This was Bethesda's tabletop RPG that they apparently didn't realize was
Just
completely plagiarized from another D&D
line for
tabletop
line.
campaign. And this marks the second year running that plagiarism has won worst writing.
Which is crazy.
Guys, write your own shit. It's way easier. I swear to God. Don't think you can just change it. As the guy that plagiarized me in college said, I made it my own, bro. Well, thanks for getting me thrown out of class, you jackass.
I made it my own. So we know now, though, if there is plagiarism story in 2020, it's Blursty bait.
It's Blursty bait. Yep. Last, because worst writing is sometimes kind of hard to find nominees for. And then our final category was worst gamer rage.
So the nominees are the Epic Game Store boycotts. Boycotts. The Epic Game Store boycotts. The reactions to Belle Delphine. 15-year-old female Smash player who was harassed for beating a pro. And us, the 3-Bit Gamer Show.
And I'm proud of you guys sticking up for the little people, but the 15-year-old female Smash player who was harassed by the lovely, glowing Smash community that has signs posted at their events that you need to take a shower before you come. These guys, shocking toxic masculinity coming from them. Weird. 53% of the vote. And that is it. That wraps up our Blursties for 2019. Thank you guys so much for participating. And thanks to all the listeners that called in with your nominations.
Yeah, those were amazing.
Super fun. We'll be doing that next year as well. If you guys see any Blursty bait throughout the year, do not hesitate to let us know. Hit us up on Discord, social media, anywhere. Make sure to share all the Blursty bait we've had no Blursty nominations so far this year, which is kind of weird.
2 weeks in.
2 weeks in.
What is happening?
What's going on?
2020 has been a rough year, but
They're
for
all
video
waiting.
games, it's been fine.
They're all waiting till December,
They've all
which
been
is Blursty
perfect.
season, and then they're all gonna.
They got to release it in November.
Yeah.
And then get hot in the news cycle. We'll talk about it for a week or two. And
What
then
about the
we'll do
Pokemon
Blursties.
decision? That's a Blursty possibility.
Maybe.
Dude, most of our Blursties
I don't hate it.
were recent. Like they were all in Q3 or Q4 except for Anthem. So the Blursties people that are trying to win Blursties know that if you're not hitting Q3, Q4, your Blursties are just going to get ignored or forgotten about.
Primo Blursty time.
Yeah, so I guess we'll wait. I guess we can be patient. All right, so that does it for Blursties, and now we're looking forward. And we want to look forward to 2020 and see and talk about what's got us stoked in 2020. How much time? What are we at?
42. We got time.
Oh, we got lots of time.
We're cruising.
Yeah, not usual for these three. This is
Yeah,
not the
usually
cruise squad.
we are just barely making it
Very
through
efficient
kudos.
today.
Yeah, this is the tangent squad here.
We knew, though. We knew I had a lot of
Team
So
content.
about Game of Thrones season 8.
Okay, but for real, though,
No, what the hell is wrong with you? All right,
I
so
wanted to like it so badly.
number one thing I'm stoked about in 2020, no more Game of Thrones. None.
You're stoked about it though.
Yeah, I'm stoked that
Here's
there's
the thing. If they would have I would not.
Oh my God, are we
sorry.
doing it?
Nope. No, I'm sorry. What's coming in 2020 that you're looking forward to, JD?
I will tell you what is I'm looking forward to most. My number one is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
It looks pretty great.
Ori was, and you know, this is funny. I am not excited about it for me. This was the game that got Jenna into gaming. This is what got her into looking at Steam every freaking day, looking for sales and looking at new games. This is what convinced her. This is like that led her down the path of playing games, not co-op games, not games with me. Just like, I just want to play this by myself. Fuck off. Like, this is so cool that I now get to watch her play the sequel to that game, and with all the knowledge she's picked up, all the skills she's gained, she beat Hollow Knight, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
Now she's going back to Ori, which is a way easier
gave
game
up
than
on
Hollow
This
Knight.
is her OG.
This
right?
is her OG.
This is her Mario
man.
RPG.
This is Fallout 4 for me, because Fallout 3 was what completely changed who I was as a gamer, and then I got to go back and play around in it in Fallout 3, and now in Outer Worlds. And that's why I feel at home in Outer Worlds and why I love it so much. And I get to witness her do that with Ori. This is her first sequel.
And when is it out?
February 11th. So it's out soon. It's out in less than a month, and I'm so stoked to watch her play it and just destroy it and really enjoy it. And I mean, this is it's a side-scrolling Metroidvania game.
We should have her back on after she plays it.
That's a good call. That's a good call, because I think she's going to destroy. I mean, she put 100+ hours into Hollow Knight, and that game isn't this like game that she adored
No,
as
she'll
much
beat
as
this in
one.
10 hours.
I know, but then she'll get 100% it and have to play it on harder difficulties. So that's
What
my
if
number
she
one.
hates it? She has to come on.
Still, I was going to say it'd still be good content.
It's also the game that made her stop gaming.
Yeah, wow, wouldn't that be a good bookend?
Bookended
Yeah.
by Ori.
By Ori. How about you, Peterson?
Okay, so do I want to start with my most anticipated?
Start in the middle. I started so hot.
Okay, so the Avengers. We'll go with the Avengers game.
That's your most anticipated
No,
or your
no,
middle?
no. This is middle.
Most middle
Most
anticipated.
middleist.
My most mediocre
Yeah.
anticipated
This
game.
is my 4 out of
The one that
7.
looks like it is
the one that I might play.
starring the
is
stunt doubles from the
Exactly.
MCU.
Here's the thing.
Oh
I'm,
my God,
I'm
they look so
excited.
wrong.
I'm excited.
They all look so
it looks
weird.
really fun.
It does look good. The gameplay looks good. But yes, JD's right. You watch the trailer and it looks a little bit off. Like it looks like the Russian version of the Avengers or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the what's the studio that does all of the rip-off movies?
The Asylum.
The
It's like the
Asylum.
Asylum version of the MCU.
The Revengers.
Avengers.
Yes.
That's what it looks like. But if they do it right, I mean, the trailers have looked pretty cool so far. If they do it right, this could be a great game. This could be a fun superhero game, kind of bringing us back into the Avengers world. So I'm excited for this game, but it's not a day one buy for me by any means.
Yeah.
This is a wait for the reviews and see what people are saying type of game. And if the reviews are good, I'll play it. If they suck, sorry guys, I'm not playing it.
Might be on Game Pass.
It probably will be. If it sucks, it'll be on Game Pass. Here's my prediction. If this game is not very good, it will be on Game Pass before the end of the year.
Okay, well, I was trying really hard to get that clip from Spaceballs pulled up, where he's like, "You idiots! These are their stunt doubles!" But then my computer died and just completely crashed because YouTube, I guess, was just too much for my 2012 MacBook.
You cannot. Is it dead? Like battery's
know.
gone?
YouTube's hard sometimes.
I don't know. The battery's not gone. It was at 100%.
You're
Oh,
gonna
it
have
says the battery's dead.
You're going to have to do the bumpers now by using your voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea where we are in the show.
We're going to be doing that. The outro music's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
Trent's going to sing it for us.
Yeah. It's going to be really good. Trent, what are you stoked about?
My most stoked is the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ooh.
I've been dying for this since
Really?
they first mentioned it. I'm a little bit bummed out that it's like an episodic release.
Do you know
So-
when it starts coming out?
I think
Wait, it's episodic?
March. Yeah. Did
Why?
you play the whole game?
No, I've played Final Fantasy 3 and 4.
Okay.
Wow.
So I mean, it's an enormous game. Like the original game on PlayStation was 3 discs, and so
Oh, man.
it's
How many floppies is that?
I don't know, like 100.
Enough.
But I'm really excited for it because they redid the entire game. It's not like a remaster or anything. It's built from the ground up, and they're giving you 2 options to play through it. So you can play through it with the old battle system, the way that it originally was, or you have like this hack and slash combat that you can use too.
It's a true
So,
remake.
It's a true remake. Everything's redone. It's only like the first third of the game, so there's even like half of the character roster isn't even in this first game because you don't get them till later in the game. But it looks amazing. The combat looks amazing. The animation looks amazing. And Final Fantasy VII was like, aside from Mario RPG, was one of the first games that got me really, really into RPGs.
Yeah, I think that's the
So-
case for a ton of people.
Yeah.
Do you think I should play it having never played it before? Do you think
That's
I
what
would
I've
be
been asking
interested?
myself.
I don't know. Well, I don't know that it's worth playing someone's going to hate me for this. The original Final Fantasy VII.
Is
Do you
rough.
struggle playing through games with like boxy graphics?
Yeah, no, I've seen the graphics.
It's
it does
awful.
not look good.
It's awful. It was really good for its time, but I don't think it aged
look how
very well.
realistic they are.
So I don't know. If you never
you
played
can
the
almost
first
see
one,
the lines in his fingers.
if you never played the first one, I would just jump in with this one.
That's what I'm saying. Would this be a good game? The remake be a good one for me to just play?
Probably. I think so.
don't have to have played previous Final Fantasy titles.
No, because they're not related.
They're not.
Each Final Fantasy game is
You
its
didn't know
own
this?
story.
Oh,
Oh
my gosh.
yeah.
That-
And
I
they're
did not
all
know this.
uniquely weird.
Yeah,
If
you don't need to
tried
know-
to
you
string
don't need
them
to know
together, it
anything
would
about
melt
it.
your brain. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good to know.
I also think that we should probably cover everyone's most anticipated game of 2020,
Say it.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, it's funny that The Witcher, they couldn't ask for anything better. The Witcher's so popular right now because everyone's going to be so warmed up. This is the same guys that made The Witcher. They are making a cyberpunk game that is
CD Projekt Red.
Yep, and it's based on a tabletop game called Cyberpunk 2020 or 2012 or something, which obviously doesn't fit anymore. And it just looks dope. It looks like there's a ton to do in there. It's a single player RPG, and we're all posing at the camera. Yeah, it's just I mean, it looks like it's going to be a revolution. I never played The Witcher. You never played The Witcher?
I haven't played The Witcher 3 yet.
I played Witcher 3.
I own it
Witcher.
twice.
Obviously, I don't finish games very well.
Right.
But I
you've
have played
touched
plenty of it.
Yeah, so I haven't even
like
touched
a good 20 hours.
And I'm excited to get into my first game like this.
I'm interested to see it, how it does, how they do with it. I'm confident that they'll do a good job, but it is a first-person game, right? Which The Witcher is third-person, so it's a little bit different feel, but they've taken their time on this for good reason. They've delayed it because they've said we want this to be a good product. So, I trust them. I have no reason to not trust CD Projekt Red. So this is probably my most anticipated game of the year. The one I'm most looking forward to. And the reason why, isn't this out in March or April?
I think it's March.
So this is the reason why I'm trying to blow through a bunch of the games.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be in the middle of a game when Cyberpunk comes out because I want to be able to dedicate some time to it.
Right. And I think, whatever I'm doing is going to have to be wrapped up before I even go to the store and buy Cyberpunk. There's no way. I have to finish that up first.
Yep. Okay, so there is a game that I was so surprised at how much I loved the trailers for it in the last E3, in the last Game Awards, and that was Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one reason why I'm so excited to finally own a PlayStation now, because this game looks incredible. It looks... I mean, it looks like the classic kind of hack and slash type of game, like you run around. But the visuals on it are just beautiful. It's set in a cool world. The gameplay has looked, I don't know, it just looks good. It looks like something that I want to play and get into. It just feels a little bit different than, the typical like medieval, I'm wearing my metal armor, plate armor with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a samurai game. So
we do not have nearly as many samurai games as we should.
We do not have nearly enough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
There's so much stuff.
So much. This should be a really popular genre.
Yeah.
But Ghost of Tsushima, if you haven't seen the trailers, you've got to watch them because this game, by all reports, is going to be mind-blowingly beautiful. And I'm excited to play it.
Trent, how about you?
I'm very predictable, but I'm trying to decide which one. We'll go with, obviously I'm excited for the WoW expansion.
Right.
That's coming out.
That's
the
classic.
other one is my other series that
wasn't
every time...
even on my radar.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
This is the one they announced at BlizzCon.
This is when they announced at BlizzCon.
And when is it coming out?
It comes out most likely end of summer, I would guess. They don't have a date yet.
Yeah.
The other one I'm excited for is one of the other series that every time one comes out, I pick it up, and it's another JRPG, and it's Tales of Arise. So
I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, so the Tales series is kind of like similar to the Final Fantasy series in the sense that they've been kind of running for a similar amount of time.
What was the last Tales game?
The last
Tales
Tales game
Vesperia.
was Tales of Berseria.
You almost had it right, JD.
So this
I've
is
seen
like
Vesperia. I've seen that one.
This is like the 17th installment or something. I don't
my
know.
goodness.
There's a lot of games. But it's a
Good for them.
JRPG, but it's not like the turn-based combat. It's more like real-time combat. It's very anime. Like all the cutscenes are hand-drawn and everything, but I'm super excited for that.
What's it called?
Tales of Arise.
Tales of Arise, and Arise is spelled normal.
Yep, just AR.
No Y's or Z's tossed in there for good measure. I don't know where I stand on this. It's on my list. I'm going to play it, but I'm also kind of like a little unsure. Last of Us Part 2.
I never played the first one.
Played the first one, loved it to death, thought it was the most incredible thing ever. However, I also didn't feel like it merited or even suggested a sequel.
Yeah, like the ending of the game.
It was a perfectly encapsulated story, and I just think it's crazy. And I think I'm alone in this. I think I'm actually pretty unique that everyone wants to see Ellie grown up, and they want to see, how their relationships change and explore this more. But I really thought the first one did not need to be messed
You felt
with.
good about the ending.
I really liked it. I would have been fine to tell a different story with different characters in the world, maybe, but it just was such a really nice thing that I am a little.
It's going to be hard to follow up on.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hesitancy, is that it's going to be, how can you live up to that? This game came out of nowhere and was, so many people, it's like one of their top 5 favorite games ever.
Yeah.
And how do you live up to that? So,
And I'm curious how people feel about stealth gaming in 2020 versus 2013 when this came out. And stealth was very much a big part of gaming. You had Splinter Cell. You had all sorts of sneak, stealthy games. This is a very stealth-based game, but I don't think we see a lot of them these days. And I think they went out of vogue because people were like, it's kind of
But I
annoying
wanna
having to
kill
go through a
something.
preset set of motions so I don't trigger things. To be fair, this was a really good. They did an incredible job with this game as a stealth game, but ultimately, sometimes you're just reloading the same checkpoint 20 times.
People it's for though. Like I'm very much the opposite of what I would guess you are. I'm not like the open world gamer. I like the rails. I like the set story. I like just going through a
So then
narrative.
you'd be into it because that's what it feels like on rails. Like I'm loading that same checkpoint and I'm like, the guy's there. I have to walk right here. I have to pause for a second and wait for that guard to do this and throw this bottle right through this window. And after you do it 20 times, I'm like, I'm going to go play FTL. Fuck this.
I don't want to do it anymore.
I just
you
want to play
just
FTL.
want to play FTL.
How about you guys?
So that one is on my list. I'll go with one that
You can play it now.
I
See it on
don't think.
PlayStation.
Yeah, yep. I'll definitely will. I'll go with one that I don't think is going to be on either of your lists, and that's Minecraft Dungeons.
Say what?
I mean, it
So,
could be.
What is
I was
this?
excited when this game was announced because my kids are obsessed with Minecraft, as is every elementary school-aged boy who plays video games. They all love Minecraft. Minecraft is releasing a new game called Minecraft Dungeons that's essentially Diablo in the Minecraft world. So
Really?
it's a looter-based game where you're going around collecting Minecraft loot,
That's gonna
killing
kill
hordes
it.
of monsters.
Yeah. People are going to love this.
And it's on Games Pass. And
Yeah,
so I'm
people are gonna
going to
freak out
play
about
it. My
this.
kids are going to love it. I'm just excited every time a game comes out that I can sit down with the kids, and I know we're going to have fun playing it together.
I was going to say, like, as you were saying this, I was like, this is the perfect co-op with kids game.
Perfect. It's
Oh,
perfect.
God,
It's
yes.
good. They're going to love it. It's going to be a blast.
You could fall asleep halfway through, no one notice.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Just like Diablo.
Yeah.
Just fall asleep.
You just got to keep clicking.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep clicking and
yep.
then just kind of like rub your fingers on 1 to 4.
Yep.
And you'll figure it out.
Yep, you'll get it. It's just a button masher. So, Minecraft Dungeons, excited for since the first announcement trailer. My kids are excited for. My son, at the very end of 2019, was like, I'm so excited for it to be 2020 because then we can play Minecraft Dungeons. And I was like, oh, buddy.
Buddy, the 2020 is going to last for 300 plus days.
Yeah. You have
Tomorrow
to wait
it's 2020. We can play it.
No, that's what he was thinking. Because I was like, oh, it's coming out in
Oh,
2020. And he's like,
buddy.
here we go. But
January
it's coming out
1st.
like March or
12
April, I
a.m..
think. So
Oh, little buddy.
I know he was kind of disappointed, but I was like, it was my 10-year-old. So he's smart enough to be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why it's not coming out
Damn
the
it.
second 2020
Damn it.
starts. It's not an opposite Y2K bug where you get stuff at the start of the year.
Yeah.
It is the antithesis to WWE 2K20.
The game will actually be playable the moment the clock strikes midnight.
Yep.
So I'm on a VR kick. Trent's on a VR kick. 2 awesome VR games coming out this year. What? Pick one.
Half-Life
Iron Man.
Alyx.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man VR, basically the game that everyone's
I'm gonna
wanted
die.
since 2008 when we watched Iron Man the first time and thought,
I
could do that.
I want to be Iron Man. What the heck? He can fly and missiles,
Put me in that suit. I'll do it.
and he has a friend that goes with him and has a British accent.
And
Can
it's
I
the
be the
perfect game
friend?
for how you move in VR.
Yes.
Like,
Oh my God. We've watched some of the trailers. Not a ton of gameplay's been released. And I am a little hesitant about this game. Definitely going to wait to see the reviews come in. But God, does it look cool. I can't wait to play this on PS4.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool. My prediction
even if the
is that
gameplay's not good, it'll still be cool.
If it feels like I'm in Tony Stark's suit, that's all that matters
Yep,
to me. And
that's I'm predicting that it probably won't be that long. I don't
Nope.
I don't know very much about this game. It's not going to be that long. It's going to be like a shorter experience,
It's
maybe
going
a
to be
few
like
hours.
5-6 hours.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's going to be just a joy the whole time.
I'm so
I
excited.
think if
for
it was going to advance VR, they would advertise it that way.
Yep.
But I think they know this is an
No,
Iron Man
that's
VR
what
game.
Alex is for.
So do that. Talk that.
And that's the other one, Half-Life Alyx.
You talk that. You're the half. I truthfully,
Never
full
played
disclosure,
Half-Life?
I've watched you play Half-Life.
That's wild.
I've never played
It's
it.
so fun.
You want an
And
on-rails
I
game.
remember because I was on Orange Box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I let you borrow Orange Box, and I never played it.
Yeah, I don't think you ever saw the Orange Box again. I just
Probably
took
not.
it because I played Portal. I played Team
Give me
Fortress.
Portal in VR.
It'll come. Don't you worry.
God, that would be cool.
Because who is doing all the VR stuff? It's
Valve.
Valve. Portal VR's coming.
Well, once they have Half-Life Alyx ready to go, they'll have all the assets and stuff ready to go.
We just need a few more of those like huge titles to kick off.
Yeah.
For VR, because you had that one. Did you see? Oh my gosh, it was Wrath of Asgard.
Yep.
60-hour VR full-scale RPG just came out recently. Justin's been playing it like nonstop.
Oh, people are
He's like,
obsessed with
Justin's
it.
like, this is the most amazing gaming experience I've ever had.
What's he playing on? Rift?
He's playing it on a Quest because
my
it's a
God.
Rift only, but you can
Right.
hook it up.
the cord.
Right. Dude,
So-
I'm excited. I hope like that these are the games that are moving units. I know certainly that Alex is going to hopefully push me at least towards updating my GPU.
Well, that's what Half-Life
guess.
did, right? Half-Life was like the pushing the boundaries of like what gaming does.
right, and did it twice, and so now they're going to do it on VR. And
I know I'm not going to play this anytime this year because the barrier to entry is just so high. But I'm excited to
Yeah, it's like
hear.
$3,000.
Yeah,
It's a $3,000 video game. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear how much fun people are having with this, though.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I probably won't even watch gameplay because I usually don't do that. But I'm just excited to hear
Watching
people.
VR gameplay's not.
Not that
It
fast.
sucks.
It's hard. Yeah.
I'm just excited to hear people talking about how much fun they're having, how much joy they're getting out of this game.
I want to see. I mean, ever since the one thing that I can't seem to shake from my head is when in the gameplay trailer, the character Alex is looting, and this is in first person, and she comes upon a bookcase that has a bunch of crap
Yep.
on it, and she reaches out and pushes the stuff aside physically, and all of the different objects have physics, and they're moving, and there's something behind it that she wants to loot, just some ammo or something, and I'm like,
Never
Dude.
had anything like that.
that's the most shock. I'm playing Outer Worlds right now, and I go up to a box to loot it, and I hold a button, and
the
then
box
it shows
opens.
me a list of things, and I pick them, and
And
it's.
I select all of it.
But if
because I'm
I
a
was
hoarder.
literally reaching, I'm like, select all, take all, deal with it later. Why can't I move? But if I was physically reaching into that box and then like looking what I pulled out, I would have to take a minute. I'd have to take a minute for my brain
Plus,
to
with
process.
some of the new VR like third-party add-ons they have now,
Mm-hmm.
like they've got the haptic like vests,
Yes.
and
yeah,
it's gonna be so wild.
It'll be cool. The thing from the trailer that got me was the part where she's entering some code in with her left hand, and then she's like at the edge of like there's like a corridor on each side, and she looks down one way and it starts shooting guys as she's entering the code in. Right? And then she goes back behind. She's entering the code, and she goes back, and I was like, they're making use of both hands,
doing everything they can.
Yeah,
And see, the thing is, like Trent said, this is how they had set pieces, on rail pieces like that in Half-Life as a way to show you what you can do with games.
Yep.
And they had to be, predetermined like that. Like, oh, you're gonna have to actually do these things. But that's how you get to the games where that becomes commonplace.
Right.
Where you're like, oh, I have to
like
do.
someone just has to show other developers, look, this is a thing you can do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that Alex is going to be an awesome thing for that. Do you guys have any more? I have one more.
My only other one is the maybe one, and it's Overwatch 2.
Oh yeah,
And
that's not. We're not sure that's coming out.
we're
this year.
not positive. I don't think. I mean,
it
We've
was
seen some leaks.
yeah,
It was a potential leak from, I think, PlayStation Brazil.
that it was this year.
Yeah, they were like, 2020, this is the year PlayStation's
And you know
getting...
who breaks all the stories is PlayStation Brazil. You know those guys.
Dude,
I don't know.
Well, they're the new Walmart Canada.
Oh my god, right? Which was like 60% accurate.
I know, which is wild.
But here's my thing, like Overwatch, I loved Overwatch, but if you know the history of Overwatch, it was originally supposed to be an MMO.
Right.
It was not going to be
Yeah,
a first-person shooter. I personally am a little bit fatigued of PvP. Like, I just need a break from it.
Yep.
It stresses me out.
I think everyone does. That's why Fallen Order
I just
did
want to
so well.
relax. Yeah. And so the idea of a PvE based like Overwatch campaign sounds so fun. The world, the characters, the art style.
I think if they do it, I could see all of us playing it together, because that a co-op group campaign like that,
It's always fun. It's always
alley,
fun.
Right up my alley.
There's a couple other games a couple other things for 2020 that I just want to go over, and I'll just brief over them. Gods and Monsters. I don't know if you remember this. This is Ubisoft's new title.
Yeah,
it looks like,
and they're not sure it's coming out this year though.
I think it was February, then they pushed it back and said it's probably going to be April. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this year.
It is this year. Okay.
Because they're not releasing an Assassin's Creed this year.
Oh wow!
Maybe they're not releasing 3 Assassin's Creeds this year.
Yeah.
Good heavens!
And so I think this is kind of their break, because it looks like an Assassin's Creed type of gameplay with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild graphics.
Yes, this is okay. Oh my god, I just remembered what it was.
Yep.
Holy shit! This one, it's a Zelda-like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or what are they going to call them? A wild-like?
I have no idea.
Wildlife.
Well, it's like Breath of the Wild-like game, because that is
that's
Breath
what
of
it
the
looks
Wild
like.
invented a gameplay.
Right.
Like, they invented a fucking new type of game. And so that's anything that's derivative of that. Just like I think that we should call Outer Worlds a Fallout-like.
A Fallout-like.
I don't know, or I guess it would be more accurate to call it a Elder Scrolls.
Does it have the same combat as
Scrolls-like,
Fallout, where it's like
a
that?
Scrolls-like game?
A Scrolls-like
Listen,
game?
if you've played Fallout, you know how to play
Bethesda-like.
Outer Worlds.
Bethesda, yeah. I like Scrolls-like. Stamp that. That's ours.
Scrolls-like. So, Gods and Monsters by Ubisoft. It takes place in ancient Greece. It just looks like a good game. It looks, and we don't know a ton about it yet, but it
Don't need to know anything. I just saw the trailer.
It looked cool, and
pretty.
people are
Yeah.
excited for it.
Yeah,
So
that's all I care about.
I'm looking forward to that. Of course, the new console releases. We've already talked about that, but those are coming out this year. The next Xbox, the next PlayStation.
Yep.
Those are coming out this year. There's this game.
I have to say, just briefly,
Okay, go
I am less interested in the consoles coming out and more interested in how they're going to sell them to us.
Yep.
How are you going to convince me to go buy these?
Well,
right now?
this was what I was just going to say. Since we've all kind of shifted to that whole PC realm, consoles don't have that same excitement anymore.
except for the Switch.
That doesn't count.
I know, right?
That's like its own beast.
It's its own beast that I absolutely adore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't see, especially since my PlayStation 4 and yours is the original, but most of the people that are playing PlayStation 4 these days have the upgraded one. They have a Pro, or they sold everyone the new Xbox, which was such a good sales push, and they sold it like crazy, and they were selling it just over the holiday for $350. And then they're not backwards compatible, or they're not exclusive, so they're not really driving people to get the new Xbox.
They're not really asking you to buy
They're
it.
not really-
They're saying just use what you have almost.
So that's why I'm most interested this year to know, how are you going to sell these? Why, other than we have to do this for profits, why should I buy this? And I'm sure there are good reasons.
Yeah, but do they really profit that much off of console sales?
No,
because
it's
console sales
licensing.
is usually a loss, right?
Yeah.
So they don't really care. Maybe it's like this time we're not going to sell out day one and have people waiting months and months to get the console. Maybe it's just like let it kind of slowly leak
trickle in
as the new
and
games
then
come out.
and then you don't have to, you get to skip over which PlayStation 3 dealt with, which is the early cycle,
that game drought
backlash.
Yeah. Oh,
You release it. Well, that's what it came from, was like, there's no games. If there's any bugs and someone just paid $600 and waited in line for
Xbox
2 days
One
for it
too, dude. I remember Justin and I got our Xbox Ones, and every game that came out we bought. Whether or not we were interested in it, just because it was a game that we could play.
Yeah. And so if you, like you said, you release it slow, you don't put that much pressure on the release itself. You don't have that much expectation.
Like, this is here when you're ready.
Yes. Yep.
Maybe that's what they've learned, because they come out screaming hot, they fight head to head, and both of them just get fucked.
Yeah.
Because everyone's hypercritical of it, because it's this huge competition. You just come out, you're like, hey man, you want the new PS5? Hey man, it's
real
totally
fast.
When your Xbox
graphics
totally
are
fine.
great.
Yeah, you don't need to get this right now,
And
bro.
that's exactly what I was thinking. My Xbox One is now 3-4 years old.
And doesn't it feel like it's kind of laggy a little bit?
Sometimes it feels a little slow. And so I was like, okay, when this thing becomes, for me, unplayable, then I'll then I'll probably go get a new Xbox.
I will.
You know what I mean?
I will say
It just becomes like upgrading a PC component,
Yep,
right?
yeah.
Like,
And
once
that's-
once
well,
there's
it's
something
about the
you can't
price
play.
of it.
They
Yeah.
in that same press article I talked about earlier with the Xbox, he mentioned that they want to be like the PC of consoles. This is like
All right.
upgrading a PC. He
Is this
said
the
that
modular one?
specifically.
Are they doing the modular stuff with this yet, or is that
No,
still...
but that would be super interesting if
Okay.
it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I dig it.
No, yeah, I'm in. So
And I have to say, my PlayStation 4 I've been playing Outer Worlds on looks amazing.
works fine.
Works
Looks
great.
Yep.
No problems.
I had a couple other things on my list. One was a game I've been watching for 100 years, it feels like, called Griftlands. It's a game by Cly Entertainment.
grifter?
Clee-Cly.
Grifter. But game by Cly, those are the guys that
I want a
do...
Clee-Cly.
Everyone does.
What's a Clee
It's a little
Cly?
mini husky-looking dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm going to look
it's
this
like
up right now.
You know how the
Little
like
sidetrack.
like
Hold
a
on one
palm
sec.
ski, but not shitty. Yeah,
How do you spell Clee Cly?
Klee
K-L-A-I.
Klai.
Okay, Alaskan Clee Cly.
They're so cute.
Oh, look at it. It's like it looks like a husky, but
Yeah.
a little guy.
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh.
without like the shitty features of all the mini huskies that they usually breed.
Okay, so this game by Cly Entertainment, those are the guys who do Don't Starve. They're making an RPG. And if at first when they announced this, it looked like an open world RPG. Now, in the last trailer, it's like a card based. So you've got a hand of cards, but you make decisions. So it's an RPG. And then you've got a hand of cards that you're playing
it's
with, like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
a deck builder.
a card
Yu-Gi-Oh.
PG.
Yeah, you're keeping your deck throughout the whole game. It's like persistent.
Yeah, but there was
that
things,
is sick.
There's things like you can go to the bar and drink, but if you get drunk, then you're like, slurred speech manifests itself in the cards, and like you're having a hard time telling what the cards are.
Oh
And
my god, what is this called?
it's called Griftlands,
This sounds tight.
and I've been looking for because I like Clyde.
I'm
They
looking
make
this up
interesting
right now.
stuff. It looks like it has that same art style. But
Don't
honestly,
Starve?
I've been looking. Yeah, it's a little different than that. It's more comic booky.
Oh, already. All I have to do is look at a single screenshot.
I want to see.
It
I'm
looks
sold.
great, right?
Like,
and
I just love the art style.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I've been looking. I've had this game on my Steam wish list. I am not exaggerating, for over 2 years.
When is it out, did you say?
I have a
It's
few like
supposed
that.
to come out this year.
Oh, not like this month.
No. It's supposed to
That's
come
okay.
out.
There's no
sometime this
alpha,
year.
early access, anything.
No,
That sucks.
Are
It
there
seems
there are
something that-
gameplay videos I can watch of it though?
I don't know. I mean, they did some trailers with like this is the gameplay. So
I didn't know this existed.
I know no one does. That's the thing. No one does. Just a couple other that I know people are going to yell at us. I'm not even going to talk about them. Darksiders Genesis, Dreams. If you don't know anything about Dreams, go look it up. It is a game where you can build games in, and the things people are doing in it are astounding.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a Mario
Dreams.
Maker.
Didn't we
but
have one of these for Xbox One
this?
like 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
They
where you could build your own games in it?
They
It wasn't
had a
Xbox One. It was
thing-
Xbox 360.
Was it?
And it was like you could build levels
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
and missions
Yes.
and stuff.
What was it
It was for the
called?
Kinect, I believe.
It was.
It wasn't
yeah.
very good.
I'd look it
It was
up on my
fine.
dead
It was
laptop.
fine.
But this is a whole different level. This, like I said, the stuff people can build in this is mind-boggling. Just go look up
Dreams?
Go down that bunny trail and Google like what people can do in Dreams and what people are doing. It's going to be wild. Chivalry 2. I
Oh my
definitely won't play it, but it'll be fun to watch videos of it. Watch Dogs Legion. This is the one where you can recruit anyone. You can play as the old lady, right? Mm-hmm. And you can make your team.
That's been a minute since we talked about that.
Yeah, that's this year. Doom Eternal, which I won't play. Animal Crossing, people love new Animal Crossing game this year, and Halo Infinite. So those are some Dark Horse types of games that could be so amazing that
Someone remade
I'll play.
Final Fantasy VII in Dream.
It was Project Spark. Is what it was
Yes,
called.
yes.
And they closed it up. But I messed around with it. It was alright. My last one on the way out is that they're releasing DLC for Control.
oh yeah,
Very rarely am I ever even remotely interested in DLC. Hell,
especially
I didn't
if you've
even
beaten the game.
I wasn't even that intrigued by the Fallout 4 DLC, which I did buy and play, but I did it like a year later, and I was like, man, I'm not in a huge rush. But Control DLC, oddly enough, Control is one of those games that I'm like, I actually am pretty eager to jump back in. Like, I think I'd also feel the same way about Fallen Order DLC, where I'm like, yeah, I miss being the character in control, that superhero badass chick, and just talking about it recently on a recent episode made me stoked to jump back in, but I'm not really. It's a Metroidvania, so now I'm at like 60%, and I could jump back in right now and try to 100% it. But DLC with additional story stuff,
It was made in dreams.
It looks like real food.
Sorry. Have you seen that?
That's crazy.
Have you seen? It's the full English breakfast
yeah.
made in dreams. It looks real.
Wow.
Anyway,
I just thought you
sorry.
were showing me a picture of food. I was like, cool.
Thanks.
It looks
Just
really good.
Dude, full
Randomly.
English looks great. Nope, that was
Yeah, it's my favorite. You like
rendered
beans,
in,
Trent? We're looking at bean pics
rendered
now.
in dreams.
Oh, man, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No,
I'm in.
Yeah.
I know my dinner now.
Dude, okay,
Beans,
let's...
sausage, and grilled tomatoes.
Anything else? Anything else you guys are stoked about for 2020?
I'm sure there's a new Pokemon game.
Yes.
I'm excited
DLC.
for the games that
we're
gonna love that we don't know
we
about.
Don't know. Like, I'm
That are
excited
going
to
come out
find...
next fall.
Well,
maybe.
the-
Or
The
the
best
next-
ones will come out
The
next
next
fall.
Apex Legends, the next
Yeah.
Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
Right? These
The
games
that
that
just
I
took
played
us out of nowhere.
that I loved
Yeah.
that I wasn't even looking for.
Yeah, I would avoid. I actually hope I don't find another FTL, because I, quite frankly, don't have that much time in my life for another FTL.
I just love that you're just barely finding FTL.
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't that awesome? And he's like,
It's like 10 years old.
dude,
Yeah, it's
I've
old
put
as
50
shit.
hours in it now.
Yeah, I put
can't
100
stop.
hours in, and I legit cannot stop. Okay, we're doing this acapella. I will do the music part, and you do the Dice Destiny, and you're gonna do the dice roll.
Dice of destiny.
That was fucking awesome.
We did
that
it.
was fucking awesome.
No more soundboard. We're
That's
just
it.
gonna-
We're doing everything acapella.
Ski, ski, ski.
Yeah. Okay, so Dice of Destiny is this game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a 20-sided dice to see what genre we're gonna have to play. We roll a 6-sided dice to see how much money you can spend on the game. Finally, we roll another 6-sided dice to see who has to pick a game in that genre, and for that price, play it, review it on the air. And Peterson last week rolled a $30 MOBA.
Yeah, so we are definitely
It's getting
pulling
next.
We'll replace MOBA with something,
Was
but
it
I'll
Phil
do it
that
still.
said to take it off the list? Because
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, when's the last time they made a new MOBA? Like, it's off the list. It's a dead genre.
And Skylar was trying to get, he was like, because he still plays Dota 2 all the time. He's like, play Dota 2, I'll teach you.
Oh my God.
I played Dota
Nah.
2 for like 2 hours one day, and I hated it.
Meaning you did the tutorial, because the tutorial takes
It's
like
so
2.5
long.
hours, and all I could think of the whole time is, wait, did I just buy something that lets me cut down trees to give me health? What the fuck
What is
game
happening?
this?
Never tried it.
No, I actually played one match and quit mid-match because I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, no, I
wanna
played
do
one match and
Sort of what I would probably do with any MOBA at this point, but
right.
But I did find one that I'm going to
I
play.
do miss HOTS, though.
It was
Every day I miss HOTS.
We tried to play it. This game was released in December of 2019. So it's a brand new game. There
Shut up.
are no user reviews. So
Right.
I am
You should
they
be the
release
first
it.
one.
Wait, you picked a game that just came out, has no user reviews. This is awesome.
This is going to be
How much
so
is it?
bad. It was free.
Oh, fuck,
Almost
I'll buy
every
it. I'll
MOBA
get it
is
too.
free.
I'll get it too. That
I'll
sounds
buy
awesome.
it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
There was like
I can
3
afford
MOBAs
that.
were like less than $5, and that was it. Everything else was free. It is a genre. It's an odd genre, but this is a game I'm going to play. It's called Bravers. Bravers with a Z at the end.
Oh, you
of
know
course.
it's good if it's got
So
a
it's
Z.
one letter off of Brazzers, the porn site. Excellent.
It is
Excellent.
No, it is
doing
directly
the math
tied to Brazzers.
2 letters off.
By Brazzers Studios.
Oh my
No. It's a co-op third-person MOBA game. It said it incorporates elements of tower defense and base building.
Aren't all MOBA games co-op third person?
Pretty much.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
Smite.
Okay, fair.
But it's a tower defense and base building.
Awesome nuts.
So we'll see. I don't know. I know I'm probably not going to love it,
I
but
cannot wait for this.
I know I'm
review.
going to hate it, but I'll play it anyway.
but honestly, I was looking through the list of MOBAs, and 90% of them look like League of Legends.
This is good for us, though. This is a good way for us to put
to
just
kill a genre?
yeah,
Put it out of its misery.
to write the last chapter of the MOBAs. That's what we're going to be doing next week.
Yes. Mind you,
The last of the
MOBAhicans.
When
I
Come
the
on!
last of the
MOBAhicans.
MOBAhicans.
Come on!
Um,
Where's Kevin Costner?
Nope. You don't have the soundboard. You can't play it.
Wait. Remind me, did Kevin Costner play a Native American in that film?
No, that was Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp did play a Native American in a film, but
I don't know. I haven't seen The Last of the Mohicans for 20 years, at least. It's got to be.
Oh, I was thinking about Dances with Wolves.
And he's not a Native American, but
Is that the same movie?
I think it's the same movie.
It's the same. It's not the same movie.
I'm pretty sure it's the same movie.
It's-
Kevin Costner plays
Plays
a Native
Squanto.
American in both.
It's not.
He's called Squanto, and it is horrifically
It is
offensive.
not the same movie.
Yeah, and it actually leads into Waterworld.
Oh wait, what?
It's the crazy
Waterworld?
the Waterworld extended
And he
universe.
stops playing a Native
underrated
American after
movie
the movie
of all
ends and changes
Right.
characters.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he has gills.
Well, it's well
It's
documented that Native
fast-paced
Americans
evolution.
never drank their own pee, and Kevin Costner is like, "Well, I'm not leaving that out of the script of Waterworld."
Oh yeah,
That is the whole movie's based around me drinking my own urine.
It's like scene one.
scene one. That's literally the first opening scene.
We need to really set the stage for what this
We
movie
need a new
is gonna be.
Waterworld game.
I've already argued for that, and I think it'd be good.
Waterworld VR. Oh, you could go Waterworld stuff.
Oh yeah, dude,
Peterson style?
Waterworld, and you just lean over and grab it.
And you have to put, and you know,
on
in the
your
Waterworld,
rollerblades.
the Waterworld game has to have Conan O'Brien because it has to have peeing, and any
VR
peeing
peeing.
game
He's
has to have Conan
He's
O'Brien.
got a
in
little
it.
floating shop,
And you go pee
just
on it.
Pull up next to the dock. You pee on the shop.
And little sea urchins grow underneath his dock.
yeah,
Pea urchins.
Pea urchins.
Come on. We gotta get
It's
outta
just
here.
writing itself. What are we doing?
Let's do the
Bravers.
outro.
You're
Trent,
gonna
what's
play
your
Bravers.
Bravers for
Blavers.
free.
All right, so to play us out, Trent's gonna do the theme from
Baby, when the lights go out. Come on, Jonathan.
What? Where did that come from?
It's Trent, not my favorite
Wait.
song growing up. No, do Super
How did
Mario
this
RPG
get
theme.
into your head?
That's
No,
just
regular.
Super Mario.
Oh, we could do that though.
RPG.
I don't know the RPG theme. It's not like a
The six
memorable
coins.
song.
Okay,
It's
give
like
it. Okay, to play us out, Trent's gonna do karaoke for whatever song he wants to do.
You gotta do it quiet though, because we gotta talk through it.
Okay. When the lights turn it down.
Okay, and
So thanks for listening to the show. We have social media and Discord and Trent, and so I'm JD, and I'm logging off.
Fire.
is Peterson going AFK?
And we're gonna. This is Trent signing out.
Burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn.
Peterson Productions. Oh, yeah.